I think it's really helpful for clients to know how to forgive themselves and to have a real clear idea that that's possible and the how to do that. The best description of forgiveness that I've heard is not holding the offense between me and the other any longer. That I'm willing to set the offense down to see you anew, to see you without that. So how do we, with ourselves, look at ourselves without seeing our imperfection or our errors or the things we've done that are not perfect? So if I'm going to help a client put that down and see themselves anew without their imperfections in front of their eyes all the time, then I ask them for a story of an imperfection and tell me a time when you messed up. Let's pick one. Let's see if we can apply a little forgiveness to that one specific incident. So I'll ask for a story, and then they'll tell the story. Well, the rule in most all the work I do is always start with empathy. So I have the client start with empathy. So that part of you, and I do the separating, disidentifying with the part that messed up, separate that out, and then begin a dialogue, kind of in a gestalty sort of way. What would you say to that part that messed up? How would you be empathetic to that part? Show empathy to that part. And then I have the client use words. I want to hear their words. I want to encourage them to practice it, not just do some theoretical thing in their head, but actually practice empathy, practice speaking in an empathic way, using an empathic tone. So that part messed up in this way. So how do you address that? How do you say, oh, dear one, I see that you messed up. Oh, I'm so sorry. You must feel lousy. That doesn't feel good that happened. Oh, so just holding that position of gentleness towards self is a huge step. The empathy softens the whole thing and allows forgiveness to come in. And then we imagine holding an attitude of forgiveness, of acceptance of that person's or that part of the person's imperfection. What would it be like if you could just hold forgiveness to that part? What would it look like? What would you feel that in your body? What would that experience of forgiveness feel like? And help them try and embody the feel of forgiveness. And then once again, vision that part coming into the room again, or into awareness again, the part that erred, and bringing the part that's capable of forgiveness a little closer. What's it like to bring out yourself a little bit closer, and be in that place of forgiveness, reaching out and stepping towards the part that erred in some way. I love talking about the idea of rubbing the salve of forgiveness all over the imperfect part. And so just imagining taking something really soft and healing and moist and gentle and rubbing it all over the dried and chapped skin of an imperfect part, bringing softness to that and allowing imperfection and saying it's all right. I don't want you doing that again. That was really embarrassing, or that was really hard on me. Let's figure out a way to not have that happen again. And I think one key to really good complete forgiveness is having instruction on how to avoid that in the future, how to avoid that kind of error from happening again. Once I retrain or redirect myself about how to avoid that, it's much easier to forgive. So as a therapist working with a client who holds a lot of disdain for self and doesn't know about self-forgiveness, my role is first to demonstrate an attitude of forgiveness towards them, or an attitude of compassion towards them. And as I model that, I kind of give them a sense that, wow, that may be possible. Wow, if Elsbeth could do that and look at that offense without thinking I'm a horrible human being, maybe it's possible that I could do that. So I think I plant a little bit of a seed of the possibility by just holding the attitude of forgiveness towards them myself, or an attitude of tolerance for imperfection. But then with a client, I think it's helpful for them when they're really stuck in that to look at what the value is of staying stuck in that. Why would you want to, or how does it benefit you to stay holding such a rigid and angry position towards yourself? And really unpackaging that, because usually in that is helpful intention. I want to make sure she never does that again. I want to tell her that really disturbed me and that was totally horrible and I never want to ever experience that again. So there's self-protective desire in that lack of willingness to be forgiving. And if we can get that self-protective stuff talking about, I really need to be protected and I need you to come up with a strategy for protecting me. If we can get to that, then we can let go of the disdain or the I have to be mad at myself in order to remember how important it is to never make that mistake again. Self-forgiveness is a choice, and to help them see, maybe for the first time, that you don't have to stay angry with yourself. You could choose to be different. How would it affect you if you chose a different path? I know you believe you can't choose another path, but other people do. And how is it that, what would be the benefit if you could choose that other path? How would that make your life better? Just like vision what's possible if you didn't keep holding yourself in such a place of such anger or disdain, and just helping them see, wow, that could be nice. I don't think I could ever do that for myself, but boy, that could be nice. And then, oh, you don't think you could do that for yourself. That would be really hard for you because you want to stay holding that position of judgment toward yourself. For what reason? How does that help you? It helps you remember never to do that again. I get it. So let's help that part know you never want that to happen again. And if that part could understand that, then maybe you could forgive it. So just sort of gently softening and exposing the client to the possibility they could live free of the shackles of self-shame and blame.